Disclaimer, fair use. This is the use of AI, specifically ChatGPT. Nothing in this presentation shall be construed to be nor taken as financial advice. This is about assets, risk, and the most recent downgrade of the U.S. debt in 2025 by an entity known as Moody's. So let's listen.
To AA1 due to unsustainable fiscal trajectory, persistent deficits, and political gridlock. Potential market reaction. U.S. sub-treasury yields spike, increasing the cost of capital. Equity markets sell off as recession fears rise. DXY dollar index rises initially as a liquidity squeeze develops. Bitcoin falls sharply, correcting 15 to 25% for the following reasons. Flight to liquidity. Institutions sell BTC to raise cash during broader market turmoil. Correlation with tech equities. Bitcoin remains positively correlated with the Nasdaq during high volatility periods. CME Bitcoin futures gap. Institutional traders exploit volatility for arbitrage, pushing spot prices lower. Psychological breakdown of key support levels, such as 55K or 50K, triggering technical sell-offs. Macro indicators to watch. US 10-year yield spiking above 5%, VIX rising above 25. Nasdaq down 10% in a week. BTC USD support at 200-day MA breaking. Summary. Factual past. US debt downgrades have triggered short-term volatility and corrections in risk-on assets. Digital assets have been affected variably depending on market maturity and macro context. Hypothetical future. A Moody's downgrade in 2025 could drive a BTC correction due to institutional de-risking, liquidity stress, and technical selling pressure. Although long-term implications might reinforce Bitcoin's store of value narrative if fiat confidence continues eroding. Would you like a...
Again, this is not to be taken as financial advice. Also, key point to note is a link posted by Bitcoin Hyper, which is the entity has been pretty accurate in what it's doing. He said he just sold. Bitcoin target hit to the absolute perfection. If you're still bullish here, you're late. So we got that. And Real Vision post retweeted by Raul Paul on X, formerly known as Twitter, right? And he's showing the M2 global M2 liquidity, right, and how it correlates to Bitcoin. So as you can see, it's looking like, because Bitcoin is in the green, and the global M2 liquidity, the 12-week lead, right? It's got a 12-week lead on Bitcoin. So it's showing like a little dip right there. You see that dip in the white? Because that's the M2. It's just going to dip a little bit after this news of the Moody's downgrade, right? Credit rating for the U.S. So it's going to dip a little bit, but it's going to continue to the upside. So if you are an investor in gold, whether it be physical or paper gold, any risk on asset that's against the dollar, basically like a hedge against the dollar, then this is your time, because you want to, if you're an investor, like I say, you know, I'm going to be personally buying the dip. I'm going to be selling right now, and I'm going to be buying that dip, right? So in correlation with this M2 global supply, because as you see throughout the history, it's followed the M2 liquidity very closely, almost to a fall, right? So this is liquidity that's in the markets. And so Bitcoin's trajectory is going to be up, man. So Bitcoin is projected to hit around a little over 140K. So that's just you know, something to take note of. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just a person trying to make money in this market so that I can make sure that my generations are secure, you know, in a financial manner, because you got to know what's going to happen, right? Once this peak hits, there is talks and rumors of a recession. You know, it's very real. And for those who are wise in their financial areas, you know, in their thinking, I mean, everybody's paying attention right now, because more than ever, we're seeing things change economically, and not for the better per se, but You know, this is the time to really prepare and to get your houses in order, not only physically but spiritually. And this is having the mind of wisdom, right? You know, wisdom is stability. Okay, so and that's biblical. That's prophetic. So, with that being said, y'all, you know, pay attention. All right, and that's it. Peace.